Hello everyone, and welcome to another Replica Airguns tabletop review. Today we're looking at the Umarex HK45 metal slide CO2 BB pistol. My name's Michael K, and I'll be taking you through some of the features, specifications, and show you around this pistol. Now, if you haven't already watched my shooting video for this pistol, take a look at that. I basically put it through the chronograph test and the accuracy test from 30 feet out, so check that out. I will talk a little bit about that during this video, but not in a lot of detail. Alright, let's compare this gun right away to another pistol, another HK. Basically, this is the HK USP. Alright, so we have it here, you can see. Kind of similar looking guns, a little bit different though, obviously. Different designs by HK. And this particular one is a full-size dropout metal magazine. I believe depends on which version you buy. Sometimes they come with plastic magazines. Sometimes they come with metal magazines. With the metal magazine, it has pretty good weight. The plastic magazine is going to be a bit on the light side because the rest of the gun is all plastic, right? Even though it's plastic, it does have metal internals, so it's not like it's super light. Magazine in feels pretty good, maybe a little bit barrel light because this portion is lighter. But this is basically the USP, a little more of a square looking gun, but that's this gun here. So check out my, basically I have a video, I think it was a comparison video, this gun, this USP with some other low-cost BB guns I did quite a while ago actually, but I'll put some links in there for you as well. Alright, so let's get back to the HK45 here. Let's talk a little bit about some of the specifications. It's a non-blowback gun with a metal slide. It does have a plastic frame, but the metal slide kind of counters that a little bit, giving it pretty decent overall weight. It uses 12 gram CO2 cartridges, shoots 4.5 millimeter steel BBs. It has a 20 round dropout metal stick magazine. This gun has a smoothbore barrel and has fixed white dot sights. It shoots in double action only, has about a 400 FPS claimed rating, and comes in at about 1.4 pounds. This gun is fully HK licensed. Now again, this is a replica of the real steel HK45, and it is made in Taiwan. It does come in this clear plastic wrap, not my favorite packaging. Gets the job done though. Alright, Picatinny rail, drop free mag, 20 rounds, 400 FPS. Pretty much same stuff on the back. Not going to show you the manual, it's your basic manual that has your, basically how to load it, some safety instructions, information like that. All the stuff you're going to find in your standard Umarex manuals. Alright, at this point I'm going to do a little bit of a walk around for you. And just brighten this up just a hair. There we go. Alright, you can see we've got our HK45 markings there on the slide. Okay, metal slide. There's our safety, working safety in the right location. Alright, plastic frame, you've got your Picatinny rail. I do like that it's got the metal serial number there. That's kind of cool. A little bit more realistic. And this slide catch release is molded into the frame, okay? But again, there's your white dot sights. They're quite nice to shoot with. The ejection port is just molded into the basic metal slide, but it does look pretty good. You do have some markings on it. There's your warning instructions, but they're not too bad on this gun. They're pretty discreet. You do have this there, licensed trademark of Heckler and Koch, right? From Germany. Doesn't say Taiwan, other than really tiny print. I don't know if you can see it in there. Really tiny print right there. Okay, HK markings again on the grips. Molded, slide catch release. Does have a metal trigger. The hammer does not move at all, but I believe it's part of the slide, so it could be plastic, could be metal. Hard to tell. Right, again, didn't show you that too much. You do have ambidextrous, okay, ambidextrous magazine release. Stick magazine, pretty easy to load. Right, you load it from the bottom. When you're done, just pop that up. Right, does have a nice butt plate on it that makes it look like it's a full-size magazine when it's in the gun. You do have your CO2 tab there. This gun does have some CO2 in it, so you gotta be a little careful. Okay, but there's your CO2 tab, plastic, but it gets the job done. Okay. Alright, the trigger's not too bad. Now that this gun is empty, I'm just going to fire it off. Trigger's a bit long, not too hard though. Predictable release. Let's see if you can see the barrel comes out a little bit. See how the barrel likes to come out a little? That's pretty typical the way these guns are designed. Okay, not overly loud. Did pretty well in the testing. Talk about that in a bit. A little bit of a seam there. Okay. Pretty nice looking gun overall though. Recessed barrel, of course. Alright, I want to talk a little bit about the shooting performance I got when I did my field test shooting video. Again, check that out if you're interested in watching it. I did get a pretty nice 1-inch group. I don't know if you can see it, but basically right from about there to there, this is 1.5 inches. So all 10 rounds were definitely well within 1.5 inches, almost closer to 1 inch. And, you know, really could have gone a little bit up, maybe a little bit to the right, but pretty well centered for 30 feet out. Really not bad at all. I was using a rested position when I shot this pistol, but it wasn't in a vise or anything like that. There is some human error there, margin for human error, because I do move around a little bit when I shoot. And it did average 420 FPS when I shot it through the chronograph, which is a little higher than the claimed. Alright, let's talk a little bit about some of the pros and the cons. This BB pistol is rather inexpensive, but you know, overall it's decent quality and it has good accuracy and power. There's metal where it really matters in the slide, the magazine, the trigger, the internals. It's really a good overall replica of the original HK45 with full HK licensing. It has white dot sights, making it easy to sight in your target on pretty much any type of background, dark or light. And even though the trigger is double action only, it's fairly smooth. Not overly long, but of course it's going to be a little longer because it is double action. But it has a nice release. It's pretty predictable. And I'm sure that helped me get that nice 1-inch grouping. It also has a Picatinny rail for accessories if you want to add a laser or a tactical light, something like that. A couple cons. It's non-blowback with a fixed slide, so the slide doesn't move around at all. The slide catch, release, hammer are all molded in. They're all non-functioning, so that part of the gun is pretty basic. The sights are non-adjustable, which you'll find in a lot of these lower cost BB pistols. So that's pretty much it. There weren't a lot of cons for a basically $60 gun. I'm not expecting a lot of functionality. This gun gets the job done and it does it pretty well. Alright, make sure to check out our Replica Airguns Canada store. This gun is available there. I believe it's $59 at this time. Prices do change, so keep that in mind. Also, come on down to ReplicaAirguns.com where we have articles, post reviews. I'll be writing a full tabletop article there with pictures, so you can check that out over at ReplicaAirguns.com. I'll put a link in the description there for you. Also, check out our Canada and US online Replica Airgun stores where we sell air guns, BB guns, pellet guns, airsoft guns, blank guns, knives, and other accessories. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.